Hi, everybody.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi.
How are you guys?
We are good.
Ooh, I see
Good.
so many people from everywhere saying hi. Netherlands, Denmark, lovely. Happy New Year, everybody. We're here for release for 2026.1, which is wild. How are we this far in the future now? As you can see, we actually are missing a couple regulars here. Frank is not working this week, and Paulus is actually in Vegas at CES. So you get the B crew today.
Paulus is at CES and Frank is almost at CES, but not quite.
No,
Yeah,
far
no.
from.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. Well, let's go ahead through a round of introductions while we before we get started. So I'll go first. I am Missy, your head of shitposting, also your community and social media manager.
My name is Jello. I'm the lead of product and UX at the OpenM Foundation.
I'll go
I'm
next.
Laura. I'm
Oh, Laura goes
I'm
next.
actually
I don't know. I don't know what the order is.
It's never
according
consistent.
to according from the order from the Brady Bunch, I go next. So I'm Laura. I'm a product manager at the Open Home Foundation, especially in the area of interactions and touch points, which is basically dashboards.
I'm Bram. I work on the front end of Home Assistant at the Open Home Foundation.
And you have a very nice webcam.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, you have a
You
very,
look
very
lovely.
nice webcam.
Thank you. Thank you. It's not a webcam. It's an actual camera. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
that shows actually.
Awesome. Well, we're here for release, but we have a few things we kind of want to touch on from the last time we did a live stream. Actually, Jillo, I'll let you go over a couple of the things. Music assistant, maybe. We also
Yeah.
had a commercial partner announcement that we haven't talked about as well.
Oh, let me actually pull out the newsletter for that. That's correct. Okay, let's start by Music Assistant. In case you missed it, last month, Music Assistant did a release party for Music Assistant 2.7. There is a lot of goodies. We are not going to try to summarize everything there, but the main point is that it's much better. There is many things that are happening on Music Assistant right now. I think it's a very interesting space to follow. If I maybe want to pick like one or two, SendSpin is amazing. It's like a new audio protocol that we are building from scratch that allows us to do multi-room audio synchronization, and actually more than audio in the future, for example, audio visualization, lyrics, etc., etc. And you can test it today on the Voice Preview Edition, which works well. You can also test it on any browser that you use to listen to Music Assistant. So if you listen to Music Assistant on your phone, on your MacBook, on your laptop, it is using SendSpin now, and you can start seeing the synchronization of music between, for example, your phone and your MacBook, and Voice Preview Editions if you have them. So that's one highlight. There is many of them. They introduced a whole login feature and user features to make it more secured. And one of the nice thing about this is that they introduced a new way to connect to Music Assistant, which I find very easy. There is a web app, which is just app.musicassistant.io. You go there, you put your remote ID that you find on your settings, and you can access Music Assistant from anywhere in the world, which I find very interesting. WebRTC behind the scene. That's basically it for Music Assistant, except if Bram, Laura, and Missy wants to also share other highlights.
I think the visual highlight, the visual changes that they ended up doing,
Yeah.
really good. It's streamlined. They made the sidebar look more like Home Assistant, so it looks a little bit more familiar for a lot of people. And they actually changed the way the library and podcasts and everything load up in there now. So for me, I really like the visual, but I'm big on my aesthetics.
Yes.
Yeah, they're just doing so freaking much cool stuff there.
Yes,
It's
they
amazing.
are, and they are going so fast compared to Home Assistant, which makes sense, you know. It's almost like you're not able to keep up. Onboarding, right? The first time you actually start Music Assistant, now we onboard you through the two most important steps, which is where does your music live? So your streaming providers or local music, and where do you want to listen to your music? So your player providers, AirPlay, Sonos, and so on and so forth. I don't know if we have like a screenshot of the onboarding. Seems that we don't, but
No.
very nice. So that's one.
Yeah, if you want to
Missy-
know more, check
Cool.
out the live stream they did.
Yes.
Yeah. It's here on this live tube. Yeah, there we go, guys. YouTube. We did it live on this one. But the good news is actually we're trying to build up spaces for Music Assistant themselves. So before the next live stream for Music Assistant in March, we're actually going to have their own channels and build them up, and we'll be sharing the broadcast on this channel instead.
Nice. The next news, which is, when you think about it, huge, is a new commercial partner. Maybe I can explain a bit what it is. The Open Foundation is founded by our commercial partners and donations. You know one, which is Nabukasa. So when you buy hardware from Nabukasa, or when you pay Home Assistant Cloud, the software services that Nabukasa provides, then a part of the revenue gets donated to the foundation, and that's how we are able to keep the light on for all of the free open source software, which is Home Assistant, Music Assistant, ESP and many different smaller building blocks library, like for example SensePin, the audio protocol, but many more. Again, also last month, we happily shared the fact that we have a second commercial partner that is joining the Open Foundation at the same level as Nabukasa. So we have a second commercial partner that is going to do something else, that is going to allow us to keep the light on for longer. And it is Apollo Automation.
Yay! They're great.
They are on the chat, actually.
Yeah, they're in chat. It's always Justin and Trevor hiding in chat. So say hi, guys. Wave. I saw you wave before. But from my understanding, see, they're CES with Paulus and everybody else right now. So they had a nice big party last night, actually. I'm really excited because their goal is for ESP home focused devices rather than the protocol devices and the hubs that Nabukasa focuses on. So this is really big.
Exactly. So Nabukasa makes official Home Assistant hardware, like the Home Assistant Green, the Home Assistant Voice Preview Edition, and the Home Assistant Connect line to connect to different devices, the ZBT2, the ZWA2. Apollo Automation is going to make official ESP Home hardware. For now, that's basically it, because we are just at the beginning of the collaboration.
Right.
So we don't
I'm
know.
really
We don't know exactly what we are going to build, right? But that's about the scope of it. Is official ESP Home hardware. And you can read a bit more on the newsletter. Maybe Missy, you can share the link to the newsletter.
Yeah, let me grab that link.
And that was the second big news.
Yes, it was. There was not news, but we wanted to talk a little bit about meetups coming up next, right?
Yes.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me get this link for the newsletter. Share that in our chat with everybody. And then we can pull up my window so we can talk a little bit more about what I will talk about. Ooh, boom, beautiful. Thank you so much. Here's the link for the newsletter going into chat for everybody. But what I'm going to talk about briefly is our Home Assistant meetups. And not just Home Assistant meetups, we actually have one that's more broadly the Open Home Foundation meetup. Last night we had one in CES, Las Vegas. It ended up being huge. It was quite lovely. But we actually have a couple coming up more with official ones. So we've got FOSDEM there happening. We've got Utrecht coming up. This one here on February 21st is actually a community made one. So the community can even come through, add your meetups that you want to do. I've got all the assets ready for you, available where you actually need them up. But we also have another team meetup in February in London. So this one I will actually be at, which is rare. You guys don't get to see me in European meetups, but I will actually be at the London one. So that's great. And then we got this last one here in March for Hassel. So if you guys want to do a meetup, if you are interested in what meetups are available, you can go to lu.ma/home assistant. It'll pull up everything you need for all of these. It's a great way to actually get connected with other people in your community. You can share it out in our Discord server. It's just one of the best ways to see fellow people who are like super into Home Assistant, ESP Home. We're going to build something up for Music Assistant as well. So yeah, if you are in any of these areas during any of these times, please let us know. Please sign up. And we actually have, I think, 3 more we will be adding on, but I'm not 100% sure right now. So just keep an eye. If you subscribe to the calendar, it'll tell you when new things are up.
Bram, you're going to be at the Brussels one, right? I guess.
I think it will be in Utrecht and in Brussels. Yeah.
Oh,
You could
lovely.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
No
FOSDEM is
plans
going
on
to be a
Brussels,
big
but
one.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, FOSDEM's a big one because it's a huge open source event. So there's going to be a ton of developers. That one's very limited and it's approaching capacity already. So if you're going to be at FOSDEM, definitely sign up to actually get there. And then Utrecht has the entire
100
ecosystem team
plus,
and
100
all of
plus
leadership.
people. Yes. Yes. And
Yeah,
Bram.
so that's and Bram.
Thanks, JLo.
I was going to say, I bet Yost will show up to the Utrecht one. And like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that live in the Netherlands that don't work on the ecosystems team or aren't leads. So they'll probably be there too. That'll be a big one.
All right.
I think
Anything
we have
else?
one more thing.
Yes, we have one more thing. Should I pull up the screen?
Yes, I think you should. Very thrilled to actually let you guys know that we have the date for the next State of the Open Home. It's April 8th. We have no other details for you. That's it. You have the date. Except this one is for first for us. It's going to be in person and online. So we are going to have guests be there live with us while we also live stream the event. So we'll have more details very, very soon. But for now, save the date, April 8th, probably our normal live stream time, but we'll keep you updated on when that actually happens when it gets scheduled. So no time yet. We don't know, guys. Sorry, just the date.
We
Also, no
cannot share
location, nothing, continent.
no continent or time zone or
Nope, nothing. I can't. You just got to save the
Hemisphere.
date for now. No, sorry. Nope. We will have more information this month. It's just
oh.
Yeah.
not today. You gotta be patient.
We are
The
aiming for the moon,
suspense.
but it's most likely be on Earth.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be great to get up on the moon.
Maybe next year.
Maybe next year.
We are big on
We'll get more
sustainability.
funding. Yeah, we might need more commercial partners.
Love it. Oh man, that's
All
great.
right.
Anyway, I think that's it for
Sure.
me at least.
Good. Shall we start the release party?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Shall I share my screen and start just going through the release notes?
Yeah, let's
Actually-
just go ahead and do
actually
that.
lost my
Go
screen.
through that.
I actually lost my screen. Oh, there is my screen. All right.
This is the biggest release, right?
No, this is not the
Cool.
biggest release. Actually, it's a small release, mostly due
Yeah.
to holidays, right?
Yeah.
But it's still a nice release. We have like things for dashboard, things for automation, things for protocol. So three big areas of Home Assistant are getting improved. New integrations, a few things here and there. So it's a all-rounded release. It's not the biggest one, right? There is no like jaw-dropping features on that release. It's more like improvement and increment a bit everywhere, which is good also.
Definitely.
Especially
Often
thinking
are the
back
best
about
ones,
last
just,
year. Yeah. They are actually the best ones here. All right, Laura, should I just give you the floor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. So regarding of our home dashboard experience, we basically we all being fairly busy with we all had holidays, etc. But we wanted to devote this release to just see what low-hanging fruit we could actually implement, what hearing the feedback from what we could actually do. I'm aware that there's a lot of discussions going on bigger topics that we couldn't tackle or we couldn't tackle yet. I still appreciate that a lot. And please, send my cameras here. Please keep keep joining the Discord server and adding to the conversation. I know it can be a bit frustrating when we share things and it's like, no, this cannot be done, or it's not technically possible, or there's this problem. I still love the discussion because you'd be surprised of the amount of things that we just didn't think of. In this release in particular, we are not really doing groundbreaking changes, but we realize a few things that could be interesting to have here. So can I get my screen
Of
share?
course.
1 second. I think it would be easier this way. So
Yes,
one
yes.
thing that we had hanging from the previous releases is, if you remember, we had a couple of wonky widgets here. That was never the plan. The plan was always to have them all.
Laura, can I
pretty
ask a naive question before?
Yes.
What are we looking at? What is the home dashboard? How do I get there?
Oh yes, sorry. I keep talking like this is some kind of book with chapters and everyone is on board. My bad. It's not supposed to be like that. It's my bad. No, please, totally my bad. So you should go to your dashboard list, and if you if you go to settings and you go to your dashboards, there's the list of dashboard, and you will always see your home dashboard. I don't know if I can access right now there without showcasing a lot of stuff, but
no
it should be there. There are plans for this dashboard to become a default view if you haven't modified anything, but we're still discussing the details. It hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
And we will
Basically,
be
we're looking at the
sharing that.
future, right?
No, it is the present. Like it's something that it's already there. It's a dashboard that a lot of you have been hearing about, and it's accessible. And you can make this your default dashboard right now. With the last release, we already released the capability that in your dashboard settings you can always. Oh, thanks a lot.
Dashboard,
Yes.
and then on the built-in dashboard, you have
In the
home.
built-in
It's
area,
always
you have
there.
your home,
Mhm.
and you
you
can
can
always
make it
go
the
there
default if you
exactly
want.
set as default, and
But if
have
you
it as
click,
default. So
you basically
yeah.
land where
And you have that.
when Laura is talking about. I'm going to
So it's
share back
opt-in.
Laura's screen.
Thank you. So it is there. It's already there. It's just it's opt-in. So right now it's something that you can always set up, and you can decide to have or not to have, depending if it's good for you or not. Again, we are never going to just kill all your custom dashboards and put this. That's never going to be an option. This is just a matter of, if you have a new instance, of you're just brand new, of you haven't modified anything ever, we may say, hey, like, what about this instead of the old overview with 1,000 things? But that's it. That's still TBD, and we will discuss it deeply during beta period for the release that will have it. Okay, back to this topic. So very few changes here. We wanted to have this unified here. Again, everything is clickable. So you go here, it's all, you can always go to where you're supposed to go. It's not just for display. And this is what it used to be like it's like in the For You section, let's say. What we did also is, like, if you remember, I don't know if you remember, if you have last release in mobile, you have a tab navigation that allows you to navigate from this to this, right? But we realized it's very dumb, but we realized that this tab navigation for the summaries, it was a bit cumbersome, and we all kind of missed the capability of just accessing your lights or just accessing your climate in one click. So what we did is we brought it back. So now you have like your favorites on top as always, but then you have the summaries before you actually start navigating in your areas. Yes, it adds a bit of scroll in the mobile, but we believe it's worth it, at least from what we got from the feedback. It makes sense, but please let us know. Like, it's something that it's an alternative. We are very happy with it. We feel this works a lot better, especially because we don't have a projection of having 1,000 summaries. Summaries is meant to be like a short list, and we should always have like a For You tab for more special things that we may want to add at some point. It's not meant to be just summaries. But anyway, we believed in this case that quick access to your lights and climates and security was worth it instead of having to navigate to another tab. So that's the one thing. The cards is the other thing. And one last thing is, I personally, and also from what I learned from research and from the past that we did in other releases, I personally am not a fan of hiding devices. So if you like, as the foundation, hiding devices from you. So if you have a device that is not in an area, how do you find it if this is supposed to be your default view, right? So what we did is we added this kind of devices option here. This is like the placement for now. We might find a better place that it's not like in other areas, but the idea is that you click here and you get all those devices that you didn't put in any area. Why? Because you may have not put them in any area because of you forgot, and it's a good chance that you actually review them. But also there are things that never go into any area, or you don't see in your house a place where you can actually fit them, geographically speaking. So it might make sense, and we shouldn't assume that those devices are not relevant for you just because you don't have them in any area.
Yeah, like big things, like the AC, for example, is in my ceiling. I have thermostat in every room, but I still have like this ceiling AC device that I sometimes go to, and it has no place in my home, like in the information architecture of floors, etc. So it's good to be able to find it. It's nice. Yeah. We have one question actually, Laura, about the favorites, which is interesting. What is the logic behind what is shown in the favorites? I have added 4 things, and then it randomly picks other things.
Actually, if it randomly picks other things on top of the 4, like the idea is that favorites will always go on top of the suggestions that we make. So the suggestion that we make will fill all the empty spaces. But if you have picked 4 favorites, those 4 favorites should show. And then the empty spaces, let's say we show 8. So for the 8 spaces, 4 are favorites, 4 are entities that we suggest based on the time of the day and based on the
Usage,
the frequency of usage that you may have that, and some basic filters like we never show here, like a system configuration thing or something that is not actionable. They're supposed to be controls.
Yeah. And we are
so it's not just randomly picking something.
No,
it's the thing that's most relevant for that user at that time of the day.
Yes, and it's based on it's based on what you are doing on your as soon as you are logged in. So if you keep turning on and off a light through the dashboard, then we know it's you. So we are going to bump it up. It's a very simple algorithm for now. It's like the V1 of a suggestion. And we slice the day throughout, I think, 4 periods: morning, midday, afternoon, and nights, or evening, something like this. If you keep switching a light on and off through your wall switch, then we don't know it's you, so we don't show it there. So it's really like the things that you are supposed to control yourself.
Yeah.
I find the question interesting because on a home that is actually mostly automated, you will see things that feel a bit random. Because, for example, in my home, I never go to a dashboard to control something particularly, because most of the things I control a lot of things via the wall switch, but also automated. And so, yes, when it shows me things, it's because I made some tests on one random small entity, and now it's there. But yeah, the idea is that we show the things that you control the most throughout the day.
Yeah, but you'd be surprised, Yelo. Like, I think, like, for me, the biggest surprise is the entities that I didn't know that I was using so much at a certain period of the day. Like I have the light that I turn off at this hour because it's the light that it's behind the TV, and I always turn it off so I can watch the TV. And it's the stupid action that it has a long name. I never say it with voice. I always open my phone and switch it off manually. And it's not a fixed moment with a fixed timeline, so it's not something I can automate. It's not when I turn on the TV.
Turning your TV on that it turns off?
It's not. It's just when I see a specific type of. It's when I see a specific type of movie. I'm a very picky person with that, and I normally don't turn it off. I just regulate the temperature or the. So, it's very very like soothing the fact that I see that. It's like it makes total sense, and it can even suggest things that you could potentially automate. Yes, why not? but it's smarter than you think. Like it helps you realize some patterns that you may don't even know that you have.
I have two other questions. One of them I can show it on my side because Laura has the default dashboard on the top, so it's already the default, which is not the case on my side, so I can just show it to you. Is there a way to get the home dashboard on the sidebar without making it default? Yes, you can. No problem. It's just a regular dashboard. So if you, for example, that's my system, and my default dashboard is another dashboard, and the home is not displayed on my sidebar. I have like very few things on my sidebar. If I really want, I can. Well, the real way of doing it is actually this.
There are 2 ways.
And actually, I don't know I just know the short.
It's there.
It's a bit up.
It's there.
I
If you go
think
down,
it's a bit up. Yeah,
under
down,
dashboard,
here.
change the
Yes,
order. Yeah.
Change
Change
the
the order
order.
and hide items from the sidebar. You click there and you can
Yeah.
say, I want home. There is a shortcut, which is long press on the Home Assistant. Click, and then you can basically add things. We have built-in dashboard for the home, and the home itself has built-in dashboard for example, climate. And if you only like climates, you can also say, I just want the climate one because I think it's nice. So energy and climate, for example. And now you have energy and climate in your sidebar. So you can add things if you want. And if you don't want them, then you just hide them.
Woo! People didn't know about that shortcut. That's a great
Well,
shortcut.
because
guys.
it's like very not accessible, to be honest. To be honest, it's a very bad shortcut. UX wise, I mean,
No,
but
it's
there,
the
you know?
best.
Shortcut.
Yeah, no, I know it's the
Easter
best, yes,
egg.
but-
Yeah.
I'm only saying that because I added it, but
Biased.
Yes. And the other question, if we can do it fast, because that's not really part of that release, but it's also interesting. I see climate 13.1 to 26.6. Where is this coming from? Where is this pulled from?
Yeah. So this is, it's also a bit hidden. If you go to your area page, actually, you go to here. We have like a reminder here to rearrange your areas on your floors. But if you go here and you decide, for example, in your kitchen, you can go here and you decide which temperature sensor and which humidity sensor are the ones that the area picks. I particularly have to define this because I have different entities that would display temperature and humidity based on the fan, the ACs, the radiators, and the actual sensors. And there's a big variation depending on which ones I pick. So, and what the actual range shows is the minimum and the maximum. So, for example, in my case, it's using what they call ambiente because it's how we called the ones that are in the walls, which is these and these. But yeah, there's a couple ones that I'm currently configuring again, so that's why I have like 30 plus degrees in one room.
Oh, maybe it's the outside, right? If you have an outside as an
No.
area and you okay.
Outside 13, no, sorry, I'm in Spain. Like we don't have 30 degrees outside today. It's January 7. Sorry for the spoiler. No, it's actually
okay.
13 degrees is the garage. It's the coldest one right now.
I think that's it for the question.
Cool.
And just this comment make me happy actually. Because this is
thanks.
yeah,
that's cool.
that's cool.
Yeah, that made me smile too. Thanks for sharing.
All right. Thank you, Laura.
Good.
I'm just going to remove
You?
your screen. So that was dashboard. The next thing that we did improve this release is our triggers and conditions. I'm going to make a small recap about what we did last release because that was huge. And yeah, that was huge and also difficult to explain because it's the lab, it's many new things. So let me just try to explain you what we are trying to do without sharing anything first for like 5 minutes. We had for this very long time this split of how easy it is to do a. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Sorry. An automation is you have triggers, conditions, and actions, and these three things they were behaving very differently for the longest time. Actions, they are simple. You have actions to turn on lights. You have action to set temperatures of thermostats. You have actions to close curtains. And so this is very simple, and you can find them because they are named that way. So even if you don't understand a lot of things about how Home Assistant internally works, which is supposed to be the case, you are not supposed to be expert of how Home Assistant internally works, you can basically just find actions for you. Turn on the siren, arm the alarm, turn off the lights, close the curtains, etc. But for the triggers and for the conditions, that was not the case. The only or the most used triggers that everyone is using are state triggers and numerical state trigger, where we ask you to be an expert of how we are storing the data in order to understand how to trigger things. And that was kind of unfair. So we decided to do the same thing for triggers and for conditions. The main idea was if we can have actions for specific for light, for example, turn on a light, we would like to have specific triggers, which is when a light turns on and when a light turns off, and specific conditions, is a light on or is a light off, so that you can build your story, and automation is a story, by just picking all blocks that are kind of making sense. So that was kind of the whole story, like the whole thing that I wanted to show you. It's a huge undertaking, and because it's a huge undertaking, we decided to release it's under a lab, which is new, right? So if you go under settings and you scroll all the way to the bottom, ignoring this part because that's a spoiler. For the, system, and you go to the labs, we are allowing you to preview features we are working on. They are stable, they are not experimental, because they go through the same quality assurance process that everything else goes. It goes through beta, everything is tested, but they are not finished. And for example, the purpose-specific triggers and conditions is incomplete. We are in the process of creating, I would say, hundreds of triggers and conditions, and we are just not there yet. I think we have about 60 triggers, and we have 2 conditions. So we are really not there yet, but if you want to experience this idea and see a bit how the future might look like, then you can enable it, and then head over to your automation. So I'm going to show you quickly what it is, and then I will go through to the release to the release notes, because in fact, the thing that we added there are just more triggers. So it's not really interesting, but you have to understand a bit how they work. Once you understand how they work, then it's just more triggers. So on the trigger, we have 2 tabs. We have triggers and targets. Targets allows you to select what you want to automate on before selecting what you want to do with it, which is very interesting. This new trigger supports targets, so you can target things like an entity or a device or a floor or an area or even a label. So we could build, I would say, stories that are a bit more coherent. For example, let's say when occupancy is detected in my living room, so living room, occupancy detected.
So now we see all the triggers that are available with all the devices that are in your living room, right?
Yeah, so that like I'm stopping at living room, but I can even go at first floor, and this is everything that is available to trigger on my whole first floor. I have voice preview edition, so I have voice assistants. I have occupancy sensors. I have a few buttons. I don't know what buttons are actually. I have an AC, so I can change the mode, etc., etc. I have lights, I have locks, I have media player, scenes, sirens. So I can say also when a siren is turned on in my first floor as the trigger. I have some switches, and more importantly, we are missing many things because again, we are building them. There are many things that we are not there. If you look at, for example, the media player, we have only 1 trigger right now, which is when it stops playing. We don't have yet when it starts playing. Not for any particular reason, it's just that we are just building them and there is a lot of them. And so that's a new trigger, occupancy detected. Triggers after 1 or more occupancy sensors starts detecting occupancy, which is much more user-friendly than doing it via the state trigger. And actually, well, here on my living room, I have only 1 of them, but if I take my whole first floor, for example, area first floor, I have 2 of them. This actually is even more complex to do via the state triggers because you may need to create a group to have the same behavior and so on and so forth. So And so you can say, yeah, when the occupancy is detected on the first floor, if on the first floor the lights are off, so if all of my lights are off, for example, then turn on the lights, right? Very simple automation story, I would say. Beginning of a story, I would say, when occupancy is detected. If the lights is off, then turn on the lights. It's a very simple thing, but that's kind of the idea of where we want to go. And so this release, we are continuing creating triggers for many different domains. We have added a lot of triggers for climate, device tracker, humidifier, lights, locks, scene, sirens, and updates. Updates could be interesting. For example, you can start labeling updates important and say like when any important update become available, then send a notification, for example. This is the type of things that we want you to do. And that's basically it, right? I think I created like a small automation before that meeting to show you like the type of story that could be. For example, when the alarm is triggered, then, lock my first floor, turn on the siren everywhere, turn the light on that have a specific label, which I call security, and then close the covers everywhere in my home. So kind of a lockdown scenario, which I'm not going to run because I'm afraid to be deaf and blind and everything. But like this is the kind of thing that we want you to do with these new triggers. Like this is the new trigger. These are just conditions that exist, but this is the idea. And the next thing that we did in this release is what you see there. These new triggers and these new conditions, they all support targets. And again, targets can be a floor, an area, a device, or even like an entity. So for example, my camera has a siren, right? So I can just say like when this siren turns on, it's there.
Are you sharing the right screen right now?
No, sorry.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Floor, yeah, okay. So for example, my camera has a siren inside, so I can, right? And I guess I would be able to find it. Since all of these triggers and conditions support targets, and because targets is taking a bit of a bigger place in the way we automate, we also redesign the way we present them on the flow. As simple as that. Just like this gray overlay. This is everywhere where we support targets. So the new triggers, the new conditions. Of course, if you put a state trigger, we don't support targets. So it's not there, but it's just a display thing. But if everything, if you use new triggers, new conditions, and actions almost all support targets, then you get this nice, we'll call it story, where you can basically almost read your automation in one shot by just looking at what you do and why you do it, right? So that's kind of the idea.
And this is not hidden behind the labs feature, right? This is for
part,
everyone.
No. Yeah. The target part, because it's just display, it's for everyone. Yes, exactly.
But the triggers and conditions for the non-labs don't support targets, so it will only be for actions then. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And for the condition, here you really need to project yourself in the future to get the story, because today we have only two conditions, which is a light on or is a light off. So that's the only one you get at any floor, any area, etc., because that's the only thing we are supporting today. You can see the list of conditions. The only domain we have is light. And of course, you can find the state and numerical state as always. You can also search for it. But the idea is to do the same thing for triggers and for conditions. So of course, there will be more. If a TV is playing, if a thermostat is eating, and so on and so forth. Yeah. And
if the temperature is between a certain range.
Yes. Actually, I can actually just show you this one, because this one is new and it was a bit difficult to do. On the temperature, on the climate. So let's take my AC. If I'm able to find it, AC. We have like, for example, when the AC target temperature or current temperature, where is the target temperature? Target temperature change. I kind of like this idea, this example, because triggering on the change of target temperature was very complex before, because it was a numerical state trigger on an attribute. So if you know what it is, then you know how to do it. But if you don't, that's very complex. Whereas just guarding an AC because you may have like a kid that likes to turn it on to 30 degrees, for example, is actually like not this uncommon of a use case, but it was very, very difficult to do. So now we have like triggers after the temperature, set point of one or more climate control device changes, because again, I can put it at the entity level, but I can also say, I'm going to guard my whole house and everything, all of my climate entities. If one of them goes below 10 degrees, right, for example, then I'm going to trigger, for example.
Looking at this, I think the default for these should be number and not entity, right? But
yeah, and also I am going to refresh once.
Just giving live feedback.
Yeah, I'm going to refresh once because I'm actually missing a few things I was expecting to see. So let's just debug it once. Target temperature. I didn't find the correct one. So yeah, cross the threshold. This is the one I wanted to provide actually. Sorry. So let's say above or below, right? Below. Sorry. 20 degrees. Right. So that's the idea. That's the main idea. And again, we are building it. So if you have feedback for us, I don't know if we are putting the link to the feedback form. We are not. But if you are building, if you are testing it, yeah, we will add it exactly. I will add it just after the release party. But that's it for less. So it's the same story as last release, except that we are just adding more triggers and soon more condition.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like
Really
it.
cool.
I actually went through last month when we added this on and disabled a few of my regular automations and rebuilt them with the new system to see how it actually work, how it'd flow for me. And that worked out really, really well. Like I got almost everything, but
Really? I'm
yeah.
missing too much things for now. Missing too much triggers and conditions.
I think the new addition of the triggers this month will really help me fine tune it a lot better, especially the range, because I do the range a lot for some of the things, especially the distance. So for the mmWave devices, I use ranges for those for turning on lights and stuff like that.
Yeah. So for now, this, for example, we need to build a specific trigger for distance, and we don't. We have it only for climate for now. But so again, we are basically just going through all of the domains, and the sensor one is not there yet because it's a fairly complex domain to do that. let's just say.
But that's why we're doing it like this, right? So we don't have
Yes.
to wait for everything to be all in one piece. We can iterate out in the open as we need to. So yeah, it's a good way to do it.
All right. Next up, I'm going to share my screen. Give me a sec. Okay, so we love open protocols. So Z-Wave, Zigbee, Matter, Thread. And we all felt that there is a lot of data that you can find if you know where to look for, and it might be interesting for you. Of course, it's just like data. I'm just going to show you. So if you go to today, or actually yesterday, because what we added are just shortcuts to things that already exist. But if you go to your device, for example, and if you go to I'm just going to take one that is obscure that maybe not a lot of people know. If you go to Bluetooth and you click on that link and you click on visualization, then you get this kind of very interesting data where you can see a bit like which device is connected to which Bluetooth proxy in your home, trying to understand a bit. Yes, okay, my office curtains are connected to my office presence sensor. That's how they connect to Home Assistant, which makes sense. And so on and so forth. But maybe not everybody knows that. And we have these kind of panels for lots of protocols, right? You could find also useful information on Zigbee, for example. If you go to Zigbee and you click on that button, you go to the Zigbee panel, and there are a bunch of information. I hope that I'm not actually sharing things that I should not share there. Sorry. No, there is no... Okay.
Not this
Bram,
time, J-Lo.
I will ask you if someone can hack my Zigbee network with what I'm sharing right now, and I will change it afterwards. Okay, but there is visualization. You can also understand a bit how your Zigbee network behaves, right? Which is like if I unplug my siren on my living room, then some of the things are going to drop, maybe temporarily, before being able to connect back, and I understand why. And yes, we just felt that these panels they were a bit hidden. Now, if you go to settings, you have them. That's basically as simple as that. You have them, and you can explore a bit some of these open protocols, and actually more, because we also are adding tags there.
KNX,
KNX, Instillon, etc.
So why isn't it alphabetical order?
I don't know.
I actually know the answer.
Really? You know?
I
actually
do
don't
know.
know.
It's based
It's because
on
we
what you
prefer
use the
Zigbee than
most, right,
Z-Wave.
Brom?
That's it.
What is it?
It's
Based on?
what you use the most, right?
Is it?
That's what I think they said in beta, in the beta channel.
I
have
wouldn't know.
no idea.
It's just a static list.
It's a static list, and I think that Paul, that feedback is actually using a bit more Z-Wave than Zigbee. So I don't know if it's the case actually.
No, it's definitely not, because I have the list in front of me. I'm now wondering why it's ordered like it's ordered. Because
I'll have to look it up and grab that, because it was said in the beta channel. I just can't recall exactly what it was.
no, this is just statically hard-coded order, but I don't know why this order was chosen.
We will randomize it every time you open the page.
Random every time. You got to figure out where it is.
But yeah, I mean, like, there are nice shortcuts, fast shortcuts. For example, adding a Zigbee device, right? You have a big button there to add a Zigbee device. You put your coordinator in pairing mode, right away, or Z-Wave. You also have a big button to start the Z-Wave flow, which works more on mobile because it's mostly QR code based. I don't have a lot of device in Z-Wave, so my visualization is a bit dumb because I have just one node. And that's
I lied. I figured it out. It's by popularity, is what Julian said, by the way.
Is it? Why? In Home Assistant, because KNX is quite high. I would expect KNX to be lower then. If it's
then we'll probably want to work with them to rearrange it. So
let's battle for the order.
Yeah. Yes.
That's it, right? More or less, that's it. I don't know if since it's not new, but maybe many people are discovering this. On Zigbee, you have visualization, which is interesting, I find. You have also like quick links to access your devices, which I find interesting, just to get the list of devices quickly. On Z-Wave, you get visualization, you get quick lists to access your devices, which again, I find interesting. Bluetooth is interesting, a bit more geeky, because you can also get all of the advertisement packets that are happening near your home, so everything that your home listens to, which might be useful for some use case. For example,
spying on neighbors.
Spying on neighbors, yes, exactly. No, tracking on which Bluetooth proxy my watch and my phone are connected, which is something that I did with this panel, for example. And then you have the visualization, which is interesting if you untick the unknown device, because Bluetooth that's interesting.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes. Okay. and then if you put the unknown device, then you can see a bit how crowded, like
oh my
Bluetooth
God,
is.
beautiful. Yeah. That's a great graphic.
Yeah. And that's it. There is a question about what is KNX. I'm afraid of trying to attempt explaining it, because I don't think that I can explain it well.
There might be community members who can explain it too, that are sitting in chat. So if anyone in chat who knows what KNX is, definitely.
I can try. It's a very reliable wired protocol for smart home. I think the main thing is that it's wired, right? You need to have
not just
the bus.
It's
not just wired. Okay, so I really don't know anything, actually.
Yeah, but it's old. It's reliable. It's complicated. It's or complicated to set up. You need like licensed devices to set it up and stuff like that. It's expensive. Yeah, but it's very reliable, and that's why it's popular. Mostly in bigger home automation houses that are built with the technology.
Yeah. I don't think you can just
Yeah.
wake up one day and say like, I'm going to make my house KNX, right? Because you need to.
No, that's not. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's more for if you're going to build a house from scratch, then you can integrate KNX into it.
All right. Let me just share the release note to see if we forgot anything. Yes. So this is what I said more or less. And this is already it for the big sections of the release notes. We can go through the new integrations, etc., etc. But again, as we said, it's a fairly small release, this release. We have 8, if I remember well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 new integrations. And unfortunately, I don't know any of them.
Neither do I, except
I don't-
WebRTC.
Yes, but I don't even know why we added WebRTC, so...
Also, don't know that either. We came back on Monday. Most missed beta. This is all new to me.
But
That's
yeah,
true
okay,
for
so-
all of us, right? Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, hello, holidays. No, but like, I mean, if you are interested by some of them, you can read it up. I see things that might be interesting just if you have some things, right? Like new air conditioning for specific brands, which is always interesting, right? Things like this, energy monitoring, etc., etc. I don't really know what this is. Yeah.
The plus button.
Eating system, so there are things that might be interesting if you know what it is. So just one thing, because I said like I don't even know why we added it. WebRTC would be of interest. I just want to point out that camera streams on Home Assistant are using WebRTC. We released that 6 or 8 months ago. I don't know why we added an internal integration now for that, because I think it was already the case. I think it's more or less like a technical change, which I cannot explain, sorry.
If only Paulus was here.
Internal integration that provides WebRTC functionality for camera streaming in Home Assistant. It is automatically set up when needed and does not require any manual configuration.
Yep.
Is this new? I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think WebRTC was only available with cloud before.
I think it's new, right? Just looking at the number of active installations.
Yeah, it's introduced in this release, but I thought we already had a WebRTC integration under the hood, but apparently, I don't know.
Yeah. But yes, WebRTC is for camera streams. It allows you to get real-time stream much faster than what we were using before. I remember Robert making an amazing demo between WebRTC and what we were using before, which I don't even remember the name, and the delay was
HLS.
And the delay was crazy. It was like 20-second difference between the two, or even more. So this is WebRTC. And if you have a camera, then you can already get most of the benefit of WebRTC, especially if you are a Home Assistant cloud user, because the WebRTC infrastructure is a bit complex, and part of it is given for free, given as a perk for Home Assistant cloud users. I don't remember if it's the turn server of the other or the other one. It's too technical for me.
It's the one that allows you to find the path to your device at home.
Yeah.
Not the one for streaming the data, the video itself.
All right. We have a new integration for Levoit provided by vSync. I think it is... Actually, lot of things. Okay, I thought it was like just openings, but actually there is not even openings. Air purifier, switch, outlets, fans, bulbs. Okay. So if you use Levoit. And then noteworthy changes to existing integration. I also looked at the list before the release party, and I don't have a lot of things that I personally want to point out, to be honest. So if there is anything particular
Oh,
that
look, there's a KNX note. You.
There's the next note. For the UI that we have available in that list now, indeed.
there is
Yeah.
also a bigger note for KNX at the end, which is this one, which is huge.
Oh, you made platinum for my.
platinum.
He's in chat actually. I saw him talking about KNX in there. Yeah, I didn't see he made platinum. That's great.
But let's
That
go.
is great.
Yes. But yeah, so a bunch of things. Yoast added a lot of sensors to the SmartThings integration as every release almost. Air quality sensors, wood filter usage tracking, fridge temperature. It's crazy because when I look at the SmartThings world, there is so many different device types that I wonder how it's possible to handle everything under one integration. It's crazy. But yes, if you are fridge temperature sensor for one door refrigerator, fan speed for hood, extractor hood, etc. Many things.
The Q7 support is big because I've seen a lot of people talking about they couldn't get the Q7 in, so that's pretty huge.
Is it the Matter vacuum cleaner? No.
No,
Just vacuum cleaner. Okay.
I think it's oh shit, I can't remember now. I know it's one of the newer ones though.
Okay. We added support for the newest GPT suits of model and even including the extra high reasoning efforts. It's complex for the new GPT models because they are all reasoning models. And so they take longer. So it depends on what you want to do with them. If you want to do AI task, it's great. If you want to do conversation, I'm still on the 4.0, which is also the recommended one that we provide if you use OpenAI, just because it's not reasoning and it's good enough and also very fast compared to the new reasoning model. I'm just scrolling to see if there is anything major that I want to talk about, but honestly,
Ooh, Mealy, there's an update that actually wasn't by Yoast. Interesting. If you are eating healthy for the new year, Mealy is integrated into Home Assistant. So there's a nice little shout out for Yoast.
and Andrew also. All right, and so yeah, including dessert, drink, snack plan. I never, yeah, I don't know how Mealy works. It seems to be interesting, but it also seems to be such a hassle to configure and to also.
It's amazing. I also
Really?
installed
like
it
it?
over the Christmas. Yes, I didn't know it was just who made it, and it's amazing. I really love it.
Good. That's good. He's trying to convince me to do it because I've been yelling about the website that I've been using for meal planning the past couple months.
I'll show you a demo whenever you want, Missy. It's really cool.
Okay.
Good. Perfect. All right. Integration quality scale achievement. Maybe Bram, you can explain what is the quality scale?
The quality scale, it's a list of things an integration should check off to be considered good, better, or perfect. So things like having recover from going offline, creating repairs, being fully configurable from the UI, stuff like that. Some of those rules we've made the default now. Integration has to meet certain requirements to even be considered to be added to Home Assistant. And then there are some requirements that integration can opt into. And the more they opt into, the higher the integration quality skill they become. So yeah, it's just a better user experience for our users, the higher the integration quality skill level they are in. And if you've reached platinum, then you've done a pretty awesome job as a developer. And your integration is going to behave perfectly for every situation.
I love seeing Unify Protect up there in platinum. That was we were worried about how that integration would end up going about a year ago. But now it's looking really good. I'm loving to see that. There's a lot of updates to it that support a lot of newer devices for Unify too. I've been seeing a lot of people talk about it.
By the way, just so you know, if you go to your, just one screen below, settings, device and services, and you click on integration, you get shiny badges when they are on a quality scale. So you can also earn them on your own system, which is interesting.
And if you click on that button there, you can see
Yeah.
what actually the quality scale entails.
Yes, exactly.
So
yeah.
what the rules are, what they have to provide to be on a bronze scale or on the silver scale, and etc. etc.
Yeah, and the bronze being the new, like this is what
Yeah,
was
the
saying,
new
bronze is
baseline.
the new
So-
baseline. Yeah.
Yeah. So not all integrations are on the bronze scale yet because we've introduced this new scale. What is it? A few months ago.
Like I would say 6 to 8
months ago.
6
6
months
to 8
ago,
months
something
ago.
like
It's been
that.
a while.
Yeah.
That was Yost's hard work too.
Yeah.
If you go
So
to some of them,
integrations
there is
have the
nothing.
time to like adapt to the new scaling, and more are moving to get that bronze scale. But if you want to add a new integration, you will have to be bronze from the start.
Yeah. Props to everybody, because there's a lot of hard work actually going on there to get these to these states. Like seriously. And it's great seeing all of the work come up for it.
Yeah. This is a great way to see how good your integration or devices are supported in Home Assistant.
Yeah.
Yep.
So KNX and Unified Product are now Platinum. Otarco, which I don't know what it is, SFR Box, Squeezebox, and Watergate are now Silver, and GrowWatt Server and TP-Link Omada are now Bronze. So, very good. We have two integrations that are available from the UI. As you may remember, there was a time where everything was set up through YAML, and now almost everything is set up through the UI. So if you are using Hikvision and Vivotech, which I don't know what they are, then you can now set them up through the UI.
Hikvisions are security cameras, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Vivotech, I don't know.
Cameras.
Sounds like, yeah.
Also
sounds
cameras.
like, I wanted to say cameras, but I was like, no, it's not going to be cameras too. But
all right. Let's see if there is anything else on the noteworthy change. We added a link. Sorry, I just jump on that one because this one I can demo. We added a link from a card to the history panel so that you can dig deeper on the data. Actually, I think I can show it to you. It's going to be faster. Statistic graph cards. So let me just share my screen. I think I do have statistic graph cards somewhere, just that I don't have titles on them, so they may not see. I'm just going to add a title there. One sec. Title. So this is, for example, the statistic, the temperatures of my house right now, and we have a link, and you go to the history with the same entities that you provided, and you can basically go back on time and look at, I don't know, a month of data, 2 months of data, and so on and so forth. So it's a small link, small quality of life. Before, if you wanted to do that, you had to basically start the history from scratch and add your entities tediously, which now you can just go from your dashboard to more data.
This was already available for history graphs, but it's now
Exactly,
also available for statistics graphs.
Exactly, a statistics graph, yeah. This one was a statistics graph, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And you want to talk about that?
Sure.
I see your name, so
It is my name. This is more for people that build blueprints or custom cards or developers. But we have a new selector, and basically it's not a selector like all the other selector. It's a wrapper around selectors that allows a user to choose between selectors. So if you, for example, have a field that accepts both a number and an entity, like the one JLo showed before in the automation triggers, then you can now use a choose selector and say, okay, the user can either use a numeric selector or an entity selector, and then the user can choose between the two. So you have the ideal UI for both a number and an entity ID. And before you would have to go for text input or whatever, because you could not do both a number and an entity ID. But this doesn't only work for entity picker and a number. You can also do, for example, text and a template, or entity ID and a template selector, and then you can make more advanced inputs for your users, which is cool.
Yeah. You can see the two different selectors there that are changing based on what I'm seeing. This is a number selector. Yes, it's just a text box, but technically you have few things that are making it a number selector. And then this is an
text
entity.
in it.
Exactly. You cannot accept E, I guess, because E is always yes. Because E is always like part of the, you can do that, yeah. So you can put a number and then an entity, right? You have the entity picker. And this, if you are a blueprint builder, you can do that with any selector. You can say like, this is a field is going to be geocoordinates or a person, because I'm going to fetch the geocoordinate of the person, for example, right? We have I think we have a selector for geocoordinates. So you could have like this almost dynamic forms if you create blueprints or cards, or if you are just a developer. And yes, the default should be a number. I think that we are going to change it right after the release party. But yes, the default should be a number. Oh, I forgot about that. So in the previous release, we split the Image dashboard into 4 tabs. This was long overdue. The Image dashboard was growing more. And there was one thing that blocked us for the longest time, which was that in the Image dashboard, initially, we had a date picker on the header. I don't know if you remember, but the date picker was there on the header itself. And that made it difficult for us to add tabs and things because, well, the tabs are there and it was complex to share the space between tabs and the date picker. So we quickly added it back to the dashboard. But the biggest feedback we got was that when you scroll, you lose the date picker, meaning that you cannot quickly look at the whole Image dashboard for a month and then quickly go through the next month or the previous month or compare data, because you were always losing the focus of the date picker. And so now, dashboard, energy. Let's go to, for example, energy. I think it's the most interesting one on my home because I don't track a lot of other things. So everything is on energy. The date picker is floating. And this is great because you can, for example, say, I'm going to look at a month, for example, this month, and you can scroll the whole thing and just go month by month. So that's December, this is November, this is October, etc. You can even compare it to the previous months, bim, bam, boom, done, without ever losing focus of the date picker. And you have the same on the water, and you have the same on actually the summary. So if you want to look at the summary for last year and so on, you can see the whole summary of last year, which takes a bit of time to focus. But yes, that's it. We just changed the place of the date picker, but most importantly, we made it floating, which means that it's always in context. Also on mobile, it's close to your thumb, right? So if you just go to mobile, it's just there. So you can change quickly the dates while scrolling through your data.
Let's be fair, last release, we did this change last minute, and we didn't have time to do it properly. So now we did it properly.
Yes, exactly. And the last thing, which I don't really understand why it is on this release notes, but it's there. I think it's just because it got released.
It's because it's doing the API action responses. So this is, I think this is, someone will correct me. because of actually my e-ink project where I was trying to build up actions for sensors in Home Assistant. And the way it actually worked in ESP Home was you had to build a virtual entity that actually triggered off of the entities in Home Assistant. And this is a way to actually make that easier. So you don't have to like code so hard to get a sensor working in ESP, sensor in Home Assistant working in ESP Home.
I think I'm going to correct you. I think that was built for voice.
Oh, that's probably true too.
Sorry. But anyway, the point is actions are providing responses for actually, when you think about it, not so long, right? So for most of the lifetime of Home Assistant, most actions were just fire and forget, like you just turn on the light and it's done. Now we have some actions that provide responses like get forecast or get calendar event, and ESPM supports that. That's basically the TLD of it. If you want, you can basically build your own action in ESPM and provides data back to Home Assistant for many things. Depends on what you do with it. And that's the end already. Sorry. Backward incompatible changes. I don't think that there is a lot this release.
No, not that much.
Yeah, so just like some of them are just we need to say it because it is technically breaking, but like they are small. Like so, medium was maybe before med.
If you use it in your automation, then
yeah, exactly. If you use it in your automation, you update it. Some of the things are actually like no longer tracked or always will return null. So we just clean things. And again, every time we clean something, we need to specify it because if you use it, then things may break. And same thing, like just small changes of, like going from capital, no capital, etc., etc. And that's about it. Yes. Advanced sleep has changed to advanced sleep. Yeah, so there is almost nothing in this release. But if you do use this integration, please read through them and understand a bit what it means, mostly for your automation. And that's it. That's it. We were super fast.
This is the fastest one we've done, I think.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop.
That is wild. Before we go, I want to actually make sure we actually touch on something that we haven't yet, but we kind of did earlier on. If you would like to support us and those, make sure we keep making all these cool things for you guys, you want to go ahead and get some Home Assistant Cloud from Nabukasa. You can also get the hardware for Home Assistant from Nabukasa. The proceeds go to us supporting what we're building here at the Open Home Foundation. And we get to do more cool shit. We really want to do more cool shit. So,
and if you understood the story at the beginning, soon, because for now Apollo Automation did not create a first official ESPM hardware, but soon then this graph will have a new bubble coming in, which is great.
Yeah, it's going to be
More
great.
cool
I'm
shit,
excited
yes.
for that. Yeah, so I think that's it for us for January. You guys get to find us actually in the after party in our Discord server. So once we go through and end, you'll see the link for how to join that on the screen. And I guess we'll actually see you guys next month then, right?
Yeah.
Missy, we didn't ask people to like the video and give us
Oh
some
my
love
goodness.
and thumbs
Because we are
up.
really
Like,
bad at this, right?
The worst
subscribe
community.
if you aren't. Like, sorry, I'm terrible at this, guys.
Oh, me
Yeah,
too,
smash
don't
that
worry.
like button, follow us, hit notify whenever you guys want to actually see our next live streams. Ha, there you go. Nice little banner. Great job. Meta. We need a bigger one.
Yes,
now.
this banner has a banner.
Excellent. All right. Well, then we'll see you guys all next month. Or actually in Discord.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
Yes,
Yep.
see you.
See you.
Bye-bye.